Hello, I'm Christian Stevenson with the Mississippi State University Extension Service in Hancock County, and I'm here today at the Bay St. Louis Community Garden to give a really quick look at an irrigation system that's been set up to water our raised beds. Here at the garden really has a lot of advantages. The first is just time saving. It's a lot easier to have this system take care of the watering, make sure all of our plants are staying watered, than to come out here on a regular basis to make sure that we're delivering all the water that the plant needs. And additionally, irrigation systems are really useful, particularly these drip systems, because they deliver the water right down to the base of the plant, make sure that water gets down to the root system where it's going to be taken up by the plants rather than evaporating off. As well as preventing us from needing to put water over the top of the plants, because that free water on the plants can really make problems with disease a little bit more serious. So the first thing we're going to need for our irrigation system is, of course, a faucet right here coming out of the ground. That water source is really important, and you want to make sure that you locate your garden near one of the water sources that are available in your landscape. And attached to that faucet we have our timer, and that timer takes care of when the water is delivered and for how long the water is delivered. So it's really simple to set that. We can just set how often the water is going to be turned on and delivered out to the beds, and then how long that water is going to go. You're going to want to base that on the water needs for the plants in your landscape. As the temperatures raise, as we get into the hotter parts of the summer, as well as our plants are getting larger, they're going to require more water, so we'll need to turn this up throughout the year to make sure that we're delivering all of the water the plants need. Now that timer connects to this black plastic tubing. I'm going to show you a similar example of that here in just a second. And then that black plastic tubing is how we're delivering the water out to the beds. So I'm going to get up and move over to one of the beds so that I can show you how we're actually delivering that water out to the bed and to the plants that need it. So the irrigation here at the community garden actually waters 22 beds just coming off of that one faucet. So you can get a pretty good amount of watering just out of one of these systems, and usually you can connect that to a range of different beds that you have in your landscape. So taking a seat here at one of our beds, we can see we have the irrigation system. We have it buried here, but it just connects to a T-joint. If you just have one bed, or if it's the end bed, you can use an elbow joint there, and that allows us to raise up that water to the height of the bed. So we have a T-joint put in here that delivers our water out to these side tubes. And then we have a connector, and this is one of those connectors that connects by plug into that black plastic tubing. And then that allows us to connect the actual drip tubing to that black plastic tubing. So here is our black plastic tubing. We use a 1/2-inch diameter tube here, and this is just a short section of it that I cut off to show you. You have a plug device that's going to put a hole in this that allows you to connect this little point right here, right in there, and then you can connect your drip tubing to it. And that drip tubing just inserts in here, and you clamp that down, which really clamps that tight. And makes a waterproof seal that allows all of that water to get into your drip tubing. So here is our drip tubing. You can buy this in fairly large rolls, fairly inexpensively, and it already has the emitters right here built into it. So all of the water is going to come out from those emitters and be delivered to the soil and to our plants. So what we do is we just run two of these. These beds here at the Bay St. Louis Community Garden are 4 foot wide, so we can do 2 rows in them. And that allows us to make sure we're delivering all of that water right where the plants need it. You can see that tubing running right down the bed to the plants that are needing that water. And at the end, with that drip tubing is just tied off to prevent the water from running out. So it's a really simple irrigation system. Does a really good job of delivering our water to our plants, making sure that everything stays exactly as well watered as it needs to be, and makes our gardening a lot easier, keeps our plants really healthy. So thank you again, really simple look at a basic irrigation system. If you have any questions, please let me know.